Hello, and tonight I'd like to talk about what I found a very serious topic. I want to talk about soup kitchens and their importance and impacts on the homeless community, and my personal experiences with them. Modern day soup kitchens were first developed by Sir Benjamin Thomas in England in the 1790s. Over time they lost their popularity, but they had a resurgence in the 1840s because of the Irish potato famine. They were later transferred over to the Americas via Irish immigrants in the 1870s. But again, they kind of lost their popularity over time. But they had a resurgence during the Great Depression, and in fact, the most famous mobster, Al Capone, actually funded a soup kitchen in Chicago to help his public image, which in hindsight is a fairly good idea. One of the sad things people affiliate soup kitchens with is that they support a dependency with drug addicts, which is not true, which is a sad misconception most of the public has with homeless people. Most homeless people aren't drug addicts. Most of them are actually people who are down on their luck because of circumstances out of their control, such as they've been laid off, they have a mental illness, or any other ones. Some people have either lost their homes via natural disaster or have lost their money in a Ponzi scheme or something. During the last decade, we've had a rise in homeless people because of different natural disasters and economic problems, such as multiple banks failing, or the Gulf crisis, or Katrina, or most of the tornadoes in the Midwest. The list kind of goes on and on, but it's really sad because for these people, soup kitchens are one of the only good things that they have going for them. From my personal experience, and all through high school, I tried to help out at soup kitchens at least once a month. I would donate one of my Saturday mornings, go out and just go down and volunteer at one of these kitchens. While there, I actually met a lot of interesting people, and I learned more about the homeless community and what really happens. At night, it's scary and hard for them. A lot of bad things happen to people at night, and it gets really dangerous for people, especially women at night. I'd rather not give names or share those kinds of stories, but I will share a few other ones that I think would be appropriate for this speech. I remember talking to this one kid who was I didn't get his exact age, but he only looked a few years older than me at the time. He was actually from Denver, and he came all the way to San Diego because of the weather, and what he heard was better soup kitchens and better access to food and shelter. I'm not going to go into his personal life or give names because I don't feel comfortable sharing that, but what I do want to share is he came from a somewhat abusive background, and he came over there, and he came here to try and get away and start a new life. That's how it is for many people. They don't exactly want to be in this situation, but they're kind of forced to. I met another man, he was, I would guess, in his late 40s. He often showed up at my soup kitchen that I worked at. He would show up there at 6 a.m. and he would go in at 7. He would eat, and then he would ride a bus or walk all the way to the other side of town for another soup kitchen that opened up at 8 o'clock. That was his only source of food and any other supplies he had. Soup kitchens really are the lifeline of many of these people's lives. I mean, most of us ignore homeless people. Let's be honest, we kind of do. We see them on the side of the street, we give them change, but most of us don't actually go out and try and help them. One thing that soup kitchens have done for me personally, it's made me humbler, and it's made me appreciate what I have more. I originally didn't even want to go. I went there with my youth group when I was younger, but after after seeing and meeting these people, I went back often. I have to say that for many youth, I think it would help out if they volunteered at more of these kitchens. Soup kitchens are often funded by either volunteers or food banks, and they're often understaffed and they don't really get a lot of help. So I think it would be great if we actually went out and tried to help out these people. It's a great experience, and I hope that you all would find it enjoyable. Thank you for listening.
Beautiful.